Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and today we're going to be covering Golf Impact Amateur Opening Round Walkthrough. This is going to be the New York Championship. So, the way Golf Impact tournaments work is it's going to depend on like what weekly ranking and division you're in on what course or map that you're going to get to play. So for me, I'm an amateur. I'm playing the New York Championship, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to house this in my playlist section of my video, so that if the next time you play New York, but I'm not playing New York, at least you'll have a frame of reference to go to. So that's what I'm going to do for this game for right now. Maybe changes will come down the line where we all play the same tournament map at the same time. That would be cool. But if not, that's okay. Like I said, go to my playlist section of my channel, and I'm gonna title these Golf Impact, New York Championship Amateur. So that way, we have everything neatly organized, and if you need a frame of reference, you'll be able to find it on my channel. If this is your first time checking me out, please hit the subscribe button. Please like the video. That means a lot. And let's go ahead and talk about, how we did today on the front nine. And I do separate the front nine and the back nine walkthroughs. So make sure you take a look that, you're having the right reference point when it comes to which holes I'm playing, and I have. But a very good front nine overall. We're going to take this minus 15, and we're going to talk about these holes. So first hole is a par 4, and I'm using the Vega ball here. The reason I'm using the Vega ball is because I like the power, and it doesn't have, too high of wind resistance, and we don't want to cut down the wind. Now, my approach on this shot here is to do this. Whoa, what'd I do? Here we go. My approach here is to go right kind of down the middle of that rough, as you can see. Now I'm going to go full top spin, full left spin, because we want to power our ball through the rough. Here I'm going with as much overpower as possible, combined with left curl and my left right here. So you're going to see that, let's say like the top corner, the top right-hand corner side of my ball is almost up against the target window. And then, from here, I'm trying to hit perfect, which I do. So it's always nice when you can go max overpower and you hit a perfect ball. We clip the rough and we roll out. We accomplish exactly what we were looking to do on the drive. That's going to take us into shot number 2. Now, shot number 2, we're going to go with max backspin, no side spin, and we're going to put our ball guideline right to the hole, just like that. Now, you're going to notice here I'm aiming in the left side of the cup. That is intentional. This green rolls a little bit to the right, so we need to compensate for that. 3.4 mile per hour means I need to pull this about 1.5 rings. Hit a perfect shot, and we get that ball to drop in the center of the cup, starting off the tournament very nice for an eagle. Now we'll talk about hole number 2. Hole number 2 is going to be our first par 3. I'm going to use just a basic ball here, as I don't really need anything special. And the intent of my videos on these tournaments is to help you, right? So for example, if you're playing amateur right now, you're playing the same course. You'll be able to take my shots and fix anything that I miss. And this is going to be a good one to talk about. What do I mean by that? Well, for here, take a look at the backspin that I use. All right, I'm using about 2.5 clicks of backspin. And you're going to notice that the end of my ball guideline, look where I'm pointing and aiming at. That's really important to note so that you can see how I make it or miss. But look, I'm in that dark green patch. So if you look exactly where the hole at, below the hole is a dark green, a light green, then a dark green. So I'm on that third square down, which happens to be the dark green square. The end of my ball guideline is pointing at the very top of that dark green square, but favoring the left-hand side. Here I make my adjustment for the wind. I hit a perfect ball. And you see here we miss to the left-hand side. So what you should try to do is try to move the target over. So I was aiming in the left-hand side of that dark green square. Maybe you need to move it over, about 1 full green square to the right and try to get that ball closer since I missed to the left-hand side. This takes us to hole number 3. Hole number 3, this is another good opportunity to use a basic ball. We don't have to spend, we don't have to use a good ball yet. We like to save our good balls for the finals if we can. But here when we're getting tailwind, this is a great chance just to use a basic ball. I make my adjustment and then I push back up to max. Hit a great shot here, but that's okay. We have a lot of fairway to work with. And that'll take us to shot number 2. Shot number 2, we're almost able to take it with the long iron, we are taking it with the long iron, even though we're using that basic ball. So here, let's take a look at the backspin. Again, a few clicks of backspin there. And what I'm trying to do on hole number 3 is the green slopes from left to right. So what I'm trying to do is use that to my advantage. Take a note of my aim point. Here I make my ring adjustment for the wind. We hit a perfect ball. And here's where that green starts to slope. You see what I mean there? Even though I aimed left, we still missed right. Now that'll be a really good opportunity for you to copy my landing spot and move it over just a little bit to the left-hand side and try to clutch that slope into the hole. As you can see, my ball stopped right at the pin, so the speed was perfect. We know we can use the same backspin as long as we have that same landing spot area and be very, very close to picking up an albatross on hole number 3. This takes us into hole number 4. Hole number 4, this is going to be a short par 4, and this is a great chance for you to pick up an eagle. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to play it. This is a Meteor 2, so I'm very lucky to have this club this early in the game. But I'm going to go with that rose ball as you saw right here. Full top, full right side spin. If you want to know why I picked this ball, it's because I wanted a good power stat with low wind resistance. We don't want to eliminate the wind. The higher the wind resistance, the lower the wind is. And normally that's a good thing, like on a par 3, or if you're on a long par 5 and you're getting headwind. But anytime you're getting tailwind, you want to keep as much wind as possible so that your ball will travel further from the tee box. So here I make my ring adjustment. And again, I'm going with overpower. This time the left side of my ball is touching the right side of the target window zone. Hit a great shot, but that's okay because we have plenty of fairway to work with. And we actually roll onto the green, onto the fringe, leaving us for a chip-in shot to try to pick up the eagle. Now here we do pick up the eagle. We have our wedge, and I'm going to go with max backspin, no side spin. Ball guideline going to the hole and through the back of the pin just like that. 3.7 wind means I need to move almost 2 full rings. Perfect ball, and we're in the cup for another eagle. All right, now if you don't have a Meteor 2, you're going to have a Meteor 1, which is going to have less power and top spin. So therefore what I'm doing here is the same thing, same ball, same type of drive. You're going to notice max overpower, left side of the ball touching the right side of the target window. Perfect shot. And we launch this thing up the fairway, which is really nice again. This time we don't have enough juice to get to the green and back of the fringe like we did on my other account, but we're still in a really good situation for a second shot to get ourselves an eagle. Again, absolute max backspin here. Ball guideline going to the hole just like that, leaving it going into the cup. 4.1 wind, I need to move right at 2 rings, which you're going to see me do right here. From here, we hit a great shot though. So, I just wanted to show you this replay just so you could see Meteor 1 versus Meteor 2. All right. That'll take us into our next par 3. Again, I'm just going to, on this one here, I am using this clover ball because I do like the wind resistance. We're going to get minus 20% wind resistance, which is really nice. And you're going to notice my spin adjustment here. I'm using 1 bar of left side spin this time. So about 2.5, 3 bars of backspin with 1 bar of left side spin. Notice where I'm aiming. I'm aiming on that dark green square, but right on the very left-hand side of the dark green square. I make my adjustment for the wind. Here I hit a perfect ball. Woo! And we get it ever so close. So what should you try to do? That's always the question when you're watching a walkthrough, right? Okay, I missed, but what should you try to do? Well, let's say we had a do-over at this hole. I would do the exact same spin adjustments. But you see where I'm aiming right there on that dark green square left-hand side? I would move that over about 1/4 of a green square to the left. And then as long as you make your adjustment properly and you hit a perfect ball, you see I missed by about 1/4 of a green square. So that's what I would do. I'd try to move it over just a fraction to the left and see how that does for you. All right, this brings us into another par 5. Here I'm using that clover ball again, and it's only a power 2. We don't need a lot of power because we don't want to accidentally go too far, but we like the wind resistance for shot number 2. So here you see I'm taking a normal shot. I'm not going with overpower. We do hit a perfect ball, and this ball lands nicely on top of the fairway, leaving us for a good chance for an albatross here. And see here, this wind resistance is helping us because now we have the wind blowing at our face. It's a direct headwind, which means it's going to knock our ball down. And the higher we can reduce the wind, the better off chance that we have. We do hit a perfect ball. And kind of notice here what happens. This ball rolls from left to right. So, you know, if you're watching this before you play, kind of take note of that. Just know how this green goes. Look at that. It's going straight towards the hole, and then it veers off to the right-hand side. So keep that in mind when you're doing your approach shot for albatross. But either way, a very safe eagle on that particular hole. Great. This takes us into our next par 4. And here we are going to try to go from fairway over and through the rough to the next fairway. So we're using that rose ball. We do hit a perfect shot. We shoot this thing out like a cannon. And we bounce and we roll, and we got enough juice to get a really nice roll up through the second fairway here. And there's our shot to pin. Here, again, we're going with max backspin. I believe backspin shots gives us good ball control. And you can kind of see my aim point, kind of aiming like right into the cup. You get a better look at it right there on that angle. 4.2 wind, means I need to move this just a little bit over 2 rings. And check this shot out right here. And it bounces over the hole. Could have had a nice little drop, but a little bit unlucky. So what we need to do here is we need to back our target up just a little bit so that we get that ball to go into the hole. All right. Now, on my other account, you'll see here, this is the same hole. On my other account, I hit a great shot to the right, so I got stuck in the rough. But you'll see that I'm taking this shot right here. And we do get a perfect ball, and we do get this thing to sneak in for an eagle out of the rough, which is always nice. All right, we're on our last par 3 of the front 9. 1 bar of side spin to the left, combined with, I think that's about 3 bars of backspin. Perfect ball. And this one just doesn't have enough juice, so I just used a little bit too much backspin. You know, go ahead and make your minor tweaks there, and I wish you the best of luck on that par 3. This is it. This is the final hole. We're going to be using this Vega ball, which I think is really cool looking. I love that blue color. We're doing it for the power. You saw the spin adjustment there. Max top, a little bit of left side spin, max overpower. Great ball's okay. We slam this thing up the fairway, 325 yards, bring us in for shot number 2, which is an albatross opportunity. We don't pick up the albatross, but that's okay. We still had a very nice -15 round. I hope you find the video helpful. If you do, please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up button. And hey, if you're following along with me on Golf Impact, let me know how you're doing in the tournament. Not too far off for an albatross, though. Feel very good about these holes, and I'm excited to play the back 9 tomorrow. So best of luck, everybody.